So hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 9 of our FM Manager's Journey here on the channel, and welcome to the start of season 2. Now, we are Scunthorpe United in the Vanarama National League. If you didn't watch the last episode, we got promoted. We won the playoffs in the National League North. I never win the playoffs in the National League North, but we did, and we got promoted to the National League. The National League where we are tipped to go straight up to the next division as well. I've got a few things to tell you about in this episode. We've totally changed the squad. We've got a lot of things to get through, but firstly, let's start with one sort of sore point from the summer, and this was the club vision. Last season, we played a 3 at the back, wing backs, short passing football, and then the board and the supporters have decided we're not right keen on that. We'd rather play defensively solid, counter-attacking, direct football. This was a little bit of a sore point for me, as well as the board not allowing me to go on a coaching course because they felt it was selfish of me. So I did have a little flirt with Bradford City in the summer. But nonetheless, I have wilted a little bit to give the people what they want. And we will be playing a 4-4-2. Yes, we're going for a Mike Bassett direct counter-attacking system. You will notice there has been a hell of a lot of changes in this team. I'm going to go through most of them, but I'm not going to just list them for you because that'll be boring. We'll introduce you to them when we get to the first game of the episode, because we've got 2 games to kick off the new season. Just to bring you up to date with the competition, Chesterfield are the title holders. They won at the National League last season. On the season preview, we are 3rd. So there is a chance that we could get back-to-back promotions, or at least the media think there is. So something to be aware of there. If we have a look at the players, this is where it gets really, really interesting. Now, what I'm going to do is just fast forward to match day, because I've done all the pre-match press conference and all of that. So let's get to the first training session, the first game of the new season, and get stuck in to what this new team looks like, because I did get a little bit happy with some old pros, some journeymen, but that's fine. We've brought in some youth as well. And this is going to be the team for the first game of the season. So, Jake Eastwood is in goal. He came midway through last season, did Jake Eastwood. We have signed one backup goalkeeper, and that is Marcus Dewhurst. We got him on a free transfer from Sheffield United. Young goalkeeper, 23 years of age. We expect he can improve in the future a little bit. I'm excited to have 2 decent young goalkeepers at the club. The first of the youth is Luke Matheson, on loan from Exeter City. He is a wing-back, an attacking wing-back at that. We've got 2 new right wing-backs in at the club. The second of which is Leo Juru, both been on loan. Juru is on loan from Blackburn, so we've got options in that area. Centre half is going to be Jake Hull. We saw this man on loan from Rotherham last season. We've got him in permanently. He's 6'6". I like us all centre half. This man came in. We had a flirt with Scott Dan. We had tried to get Phil Jagielka in. We tried to get some experienced heads in, but we went for Archie Chaplin. Archie Chaplin is 6'2". This man was previously of Tottenham. We got him in on a free transfer. Excited to see what he can do. Tatonda, was in the team last season. Harrison Neal is starting in the midfield too. Harrison Neal is on loan from Sheffield United. 5'11", ball-winning midfielder. Excited to have him at the club. He's a player who can be a leading Sky Bet League 1 player in the future. Currently rated as a good Sky Bet League 2. He should be too good for this league, and this kid's not too far off either. This kid has come in on a free transfer from Chelsea. Ben Elliott, 5'11", central midfielder, can play out on the right wing as well. Got a little bit of passing creativity about him, likes to dictate the tempo. I like that in a central midfielder. Roberts, Cal Roberts, you know all about. He was here with us last season, one of the remaining players from last year. He can make the step up to this league, we've absolutely no doubt. On the left-hand side is Adam Berry. Adam Berry can play anywhere from attacking midfield to the 2 wings. He's got a lot of flair as this man. We got him in on £950 a week, previously of Manchester United. And this is a player I'm excited. He's been given the number 8 shirt at Scunthorpe. And then let me get into the journeymen, because up front we have gone for pure experience. Up front, Danny Elliott left the club, as did a couple of others. Danny Whitehall is still on the bench. But firstly, let me introduce you to Chris Martin. He is a target forward. He's a very clever footballer. Can be a bit of a wind-up merchant as well. 35 years of age. We have brought him in. He was playing in the Championship last year at QPR. We've managed to get him in, and that is a big, big bonus for us. He brings a hell of a lot of experience, and I'm excited to have him up front with former Reading and Southampton centre-forward Shane Long. Yes, coming to the end of his career at 37 years of age, but my God, this guy's still got a bit. Was playing for Reading in the Championship. We then managed to get him in, and Shane Long, he's going to be a big, big player for us this season. And by the way, teamwork and work rate, just have a little look at that. If that doesn't inspire the youngsters, I don't know what will. Looking towards the bench in the striking areas, Connor Wickham is another man we've brought in. Fair to say Connor Wickham's never really reached his potential. He did play for Sheffield Wednesday. That did go against him in the contract negotiations. I knocked £200 a week off his wages for that. But 6'3", he can head, he can shoot. He's got a massively long throw, is something that we may look at as well. So Connor Wickham's on the bench. Danny Whitehall is still here. And really, there's only a couple of other players to introduce you to, which we will. Luke Brennan is a young winger, can play on either side, gives us a little bit of squad depth there. And Jalil Saidi, he's a centre-half. I've just played him in a friendly. We were 2-0 up, he came on and we lost 3-2. Not ideal. And just to bring you on to that, just before we do play this first game on the schedule, we've had a decent pre-season. We lost to Bristol Rovers, which were fair enough, and we've just lost at home to St Albans, but I did make 11 changes at half-time. So that, take a breath, Lewis, is your team for this new season. Let's get stuck into it against Eastleigh. I'm very excited to see what this team can do this year. And to be fair, this is a save that I've got into straight away. We have to win our own games. We certainly do. I'm a little bit more comfortable with the experience that we've got now in this team. We didn't really have that last year, especially higher league experience. And I expect us this year to be a better side than we were last year, obviously to say. As Jake Hull knocks one long towards Shane Long, but Cal Roberts will pick that up. Play a ball in towards Chris Martin, and then Shane Long has a big, big chance to score his first goal for the club, but puts it over, and we have got a long throw to defend as McCallum goes in to Baldwin, and that is possibly the easiest goal that Eastleigh are going to score all season. What a poor, poor bit of defending that is from these Scunthorpe lads. Let's just have a look at this. I mean, he gets away from, I think that might be Roberts, it is, and then he plays it across. There's nobody there. And I'm looking at Shane Long, not impressed at all with that defending. We have got to play defensively solid football according to the club supporters and the club's board. But Shane Long is in behind, and Shane Long's had 2 golden chances so far and failed to convert either one of those. We are playing this new system, this counter-attacking system. It's going to be very interesting to see if we can make the adaptation to this new system. Like I said, last year it was a lot of pressing, a lot of goals, but we conceded a lot of goals as well, as Tatonda steps in beautifully with that low block. Now Shane Long goes out to Adam Berry on the left-hand side, goes into Shane Long, tries a little pass through. Shane Long has had a shocking start to proceedings here as Eastleigh come forward. Matheson gets a good footing. 8 minutes on the clock, it's crossed into the middle, and Eastleigh are 2-0 up at Glanford Park. We have had 2 big chances to score, and unfortunately we find ourselves 2-0 down. And this can happen when you step up to a new league. It's basic mistakes, and it must be said, this is a really, really worrying start. We're currently bottom of the league, and Eastleigh do have another highlight which we will look to hopefully win the ball back and counter-attack is the plan. But at the moment, we don't seem to be adjusting quite as much as we would like. Matheson's got more defending to do down this side. Chaplin clears away. Unfortunately, Chavez Munoz cannot get that on target, but it's another throw into Eastleigh. The highlights are coming thick and fast here at this moment in time. We were looking to play a 4-3-3 this year. That was my plan going into the season, but we didn't quite manage to get the players to do it. And as soon as we saw the direct football that they wanted to play, we said, okay, we will do as the board wants us to do. It's going against my principles a little bit, but I thought we have got some decent wingers. We could possibly pick up a few results playing this way as Cal Roberts fires straight at the keeper. But early doors in this game, despite us having quite a decent XG, we have conceded 2 very sloppy goals. And with 20 minutes gone, there's a lot of work to do here. And Eastleigh do have a free kick on the edge of the box. It's Panther. Is he going to manage to strike this in? It goes. It hits the bar. We've got more defending to do. And Eastleigh score again. We are 3-0 down at home in the first game of the season. And it must be said, everything that Eastleigh have hit has seemed to have gone in. But, I mean, Eastwood's nowhere near that. Camp gets ahead on it. And then Clamping heads it back towards goal. We are 3-0 down. What on earth is happening to this Scunthorpe side? We need to show something. As Tortonda goes into Martin, we need a bit of a response here. Chaplin goes long over the top to Berry. Berry's in. Berry scores. It's 3-1. We've got a goal back. I'm not going to start ringing the changes yet. I'm believing in the process. We have got experience on this pitch to just calm things down a little bit. It's a decent ball over the top to Berry. And Berry, to be fair, I thought might square that to Shane Long. Didn't. But after 31 minutes, we are back and we are on the board. And you get the sense with the amount of highlights that's coming here. We are playing on key highlights, by the way. As Chaplin plays into the midfield, goes in towards Shane Long. It's a bit of a disappointing ball. But now Chris Marty will dink it over the top again. Shane Long is in again. And this time, Shane Long does get the goal. It's Scunthorpe 2, Eastleigh 3. I mean, you come to this series for entertainment and goals, don't you? Because this is not, we have not worked out the defensive side of the game so far this year. Shane Long, that is a good finish. He's looked very much a danger in behind all afternoon. And after what? There's been 9 shots on target and 5 of them's gone in. Does that say more about the goalkeepers? And it must be said, Jake Eastwood's got to watch himself because Marcus Dewhurst has done rather well in pre-season. Show me something else in the second half, boys. Is going to be the team talk. If we carry on the way we were going, I would be pretty confident we can turn this round. Archie Chaplin is on a 7.0. Jake Hull is having an absolute mare at centre-half. And I think on 60 minutes, that's going to be our cue to possibly bring him off. If we have got a centre-half on the bench, which I'm looking at, I don't believe we have. But we could make a couple of little switches here. We're going to put Tortonda into centre-half. And I think we may bring on Leo Duru on the left-hand side. And Roberts is not having a particularly good game either. And that says to me, bring on Jason Lowe. Jason Lowe can come on the right-hand side of midfield. No, he can't. Jason Lowe can't, but we can make that switch. That works. So Lowe will come on the left-hand side. Berry will play on the right. And it's more options to us to go forward here. Connor Wickham's on the bench as well. We could rely on that change as it's flicked on towards Shane Long. We do win the second and third ball, but then Chavez Munoz gets the ball back, but Elliott does particularly well. And now Shane Long takes a couple of touches past 1 or 2 players. It's a good run from Shane Long, and McDonnell makes a very, very good save from Shane Long. It were a cracking individual run, and now Berry does have the chance to take a corner. Crosses it in right-footed. Harrison kneels at the front post. Can't quite get on it. Berry again takes a touch inside. Strikes the ball. It's over. We are just going to change Lowe to a winger on support. That will suit him a little bit more. We're just changing a couple of little bits here just to try and get ourselves back into this. I think we give it 10 more minutes. Then it might be a chance to bring on Connor Wickham as Martin goes into Shane Long. Shane Long is in, and Shane Long hits the post. He's had a lot of chances today, has Shane Long. Possibly could have done a little bit better with a couple of them. He is on a 7.3, but we do have another throw-in down the left-hand side. Lowe crosses in. Berry's at the back stick. It's headed away. Matheson will pick it up down the right-hand side. Sprints towards the byline. Crosses in. There is Shane Long again. He's going to pick it up. Chris Martin back into Jason Lowe. And that hits the post as well. And maybe this is just not going to be our day as Matheson picks it up. Shane Long is looking like he's given absolutely everything. I would agree that he has. We are going to bring on Connor Wickham just because he's got the experience. He's had a good pre-season as Connor Wickham, and I'm hoping he can transfer into some goals here as Lowe's at the back stick. It's headed back into the middle. McDonnell gets a good claim on it. We have 5 minutes to get an equaliser at Glanford Park. If we get a goal in the next minute or so, I would be quite comfortable that we may possibly get a winner. But McCallum has took that away from Matheson, who's done very, very well to recover. It goes into Connor Wickham. That's a good ball into Chris Martin. Chris Martin's one-on-one, and Chris Martin scores, and that is possibly experience, because we have shown at times, after the first 20 minutes where we were absolutely poor, that we have got goals in this team. And let's just have a little look as Chester are drawing 1-1 at home to Aldershot. It's a lovely ball from Connor Wickham round the corner to Chris Martin, and he was not going to miss from there. He actually took a deflection, but we do have a chance now to possibly win this game. We've got 5 minutes of added on time. We've gone for a bit of praise. Are we going to get the chance to win it? We aren't, but we've come back. We've shown some spirit. You've done back well to come back. Let's keep the positivity going, because it has been definitely a summer of change at Scunthorpe, and even on the dynamics, we've managed to keep the club atmosphere quite well and the team cohesion, so we've done okay in those areas. Next up, we have Bromley away. And we've made a big call in goal. Marcus Dewhurst has been selected ahead of Jake Eastwood. Jake Eastwood's form is absolutely shocking. So Dewhurst is coming in. It's a back four of Matheson, Hull, Chaplin and Tatonda. Neil and Elliott in the midfield with Berry, Roberts, Martin and Long keeping the place up front. I thought Connor Wickham can count himself a little bit unlucky to not be in the side. But Phil Brown is the Bromley manager. Wow, that's an interesting one. I expect to win. We are playing away from home. This may lend itself a little bit more, this system, to playing a little away from home. Frustrating sides a little bit. We can hope. Anyway, Shane Long has it towards their box, and that is going to be a foul on the edge of the box. And what is this going to be? That's surely got to be a yellow card. It's a red card. The man is sent off, and Shane Long looks in a lot of pain. He's managed to continue, but Dion Woodman is sent off early doors for Bromley, and Roberts crosses in. Matheson's in there. It's headed away well, but Elliott will pick this up on the edge of the box, play it into Tatonda, and it's a good save from Masney in the Bromley goal as Cal Roberts trots across to take the next corner. It must be said the grounds are starting to improve, by the way, where we're playing, as Hull is on the back stick. It's headed away well by Bromley, and now Elliott will take it in midfield, playing into Matheson. Now Shane Long. Roberts is on the outside, and Cal Roberts tests the goalkeeper once again, and so far he's very much standing firm. But we do have another corner. My word, I'm going to need a throat sweet after this episode. Berry crosses in this time. It's headed away well, but Shane Long gets it back to Berry. Will he stick it in the box again? He takes a touch to the edge of the box. He may strike this one. He does. And Masney watches that fly over the bar, but a very, very positive start from this Scunthorpe side. They've gone to a 4-3-2, but do have a throw-in in our area. Wilson down our right-hand side. It's crossed in well. It should be headed away by Matheson, and it is. And there goes Shane Long, the experienced 37-year-old striker. Goes back in to Cal Roberts, who takes a couple of touches. Goes into Hull, and now Elliott will pick up in midfield. He's got a bit of work to hold on to that, but he does so very well. And now Tatonda's down the left. It's into Berry, who crosses it across. And Masney gets a good couple of hands on it. Masney's looking like a very decent goalkeeper so far this afternoon, it must be said, as Chris Martin's going to trot up towards him as he clears that long downfield, and Matheson will pick that up into Roberts. I do think we're a better side when we pass it about in midfield, but Berry's just knocked a beautiful ball over the top for Shane Long. And are we going to see that Shane Long misses quite a lot of chances? Cal Roberts, though, does have a corner. This time it's headed away well by Ramsey. Berry will come and pick this up now. Edge of the box into Matheson. Matheson on the right-hand side gets into the box and does get a penalty. And it looks like Chris Martin is the new penalty taker of Scunthorpe United. I did know that, but I've not seen us take a penalty yet. Chris Martin is going to step up, and Chris Martin is going to score. It's Bromley 0, Scunthorpe United 1. Chris Martin gets his second goal of the season, and he's looking like an astute signing straight away for the Irons. He sends the keeper, or the keeper goes the right way to be fair, but Masney can't get past that. Bromley 0, Scunthorpe 1. Bromley now, 38 minutes. Bromley do have a throw-in our half. Whittaker goes back to Topolodge, I'm thinking. Whittaker down our left-hand side, defending to do here. Jake Hull does it with aplomb and plays it into Cal Roberts, and it's a ball that's behind Shane Long. as Krause comes forward, but Harrison Neal wins that beautifully. Already the young man from Sheffield United looking like a decent player. As Chris Martin will show an interest in this. Some of the passing, it must be said, is not the best. I think we can say that so far in this new system. We do seem to give the ball away quite a lot, but equally we do tend to win it back quite well. As Harrison Neal plays it into Cal Roberts, who's got space down the right-hand side. He's got players in the box, left, right and centre. And it looks like it is going to be another penalty. And it isn't going to be Chris Martin. It's going to be Shane Long. However, Chris Martin didn't fancy it, but Shane Long's going to be the man to take this penalty. Referee walking in front of him. That'll not put him off at all, will it? Hartlepool's just gone 2-0 up against Chester. But Shane Long doesn't make any mistake. It's 2 goals for Scunthorpe United. And to be fair, both strikers have shown that they are composed from 12 yards out. Bromley 0, Scunthorpe 2. But now we've got a corner for Bromley, crossing in. Shane Long does what he's under there, as is Chris Martin, who heads it away well. And look at this man here, it's Elliott chasing out well. And we tried to force Bromley all the way back. It's not long. Jake Hull doesn't get a good header on it, and Dewhurst sees that over the bar. Marcus Dewhurst, by the way, on a 7.1 so far. Call to drop Jake Eastwood correct? It would appear so as we tick towards half-time. We will say that we're very pleased with that and just hopefully carry on the second half the way we've finished that last one. Although Whittaker does have a free kick and Dewhurst makes a very good save. Bromley again coming forward but do have a corner. I would expect to see a little bit more of Bromley in the second half, but really down to 10 men we should be able to manage this effectively as Whittaker and Topolodge, that's headed over. There's nothing to suggest they're going to do anything like that. Dewhurst goes long in towards Barry. Harrison Neal is looking like a commander in that midfield as Cal Roberts knocks the ball down the right hand side for Shane Long. Doesn't quite keep hold of possession. And then they play out Bromley. We've got more defending to do here as Whittaker gives it away to Matheson, who does very well. Matheson looking an astute signing as well. Elliott will play into Chris Martin. We seem to be playing a lot of these balls where we're giving the ball away, but Berry down the left-hand side now, bombing away down the left. Can he get a ball into the box? He can. And Chris Martin will get his 3rd goal of the season. He is now on a hat-trick for this game, but Chris Martin is looking very much a good signing. A target forward and a poacher combined. And Adam Berry, it must be said, down that left-hand side, just keep an eye on him here. Absolutely bombing away. Neither of their defenders could get him. And once he got to the byline and Martin was there was only one result. 54 minutes gone. It's looking like a very, very good day so far for Scunthorpe. Roberts goes back into Hull. Now Harrison Neal plays it out to the left-hand side. Tatonda's going to be coming off after this attack. Tatonda running into the box though, strikes it. And that is going to be it for David Tatonda. We're going to bring on Miles Kenlock. Just to show you a little bit about Miles Kenlock. He is a left wing back. Got a bit of pace about him. He's not bad. He wasn't my first choice, but he were a player that I felt we may as well bring in. We needed some cover there. We've also still got Michael Kelly at the club and Will Evans, but neither of those guys featuring in the squad today as Harrison Neal wins the ball again in midfield. The one thing we are going to get with a couple of these older lads, they're not going to be running about like headless chickens for 90 minutes. They will probably tire towards the end. So that is something we need to keep a look at. That is a great ball into Cosgrave. And that is an absolutely woeful finish. We're just going to go a little bit cautious here. And I think it's time for a change. Possibly Shane Long's going to come off for Connor Wickham. Seems to be the new favoured substitution. Just giving them both half an hour, but these guys, these Bromley lads, are running out of steam really, really quickly. And possibly as well the high pressing game with the type of player that we've signed, it makes sense not to play that high tempo, high pressing game. As Cal Roberts has won another penalty. Cal Roberts has done very well, and Chris Martin is going to step up for his hat-trick, and Chris Martin gets it. 2 goals from the spot. 2 with his right foot, obviously, 1 with his left, and Chris Martin has his first hat-trick for Scunthorpe United, and we are feeling quite smug about this signing at the moment. We've looked a little bit more secure at the back. Obviously, we're against 10 men. We don't know exactly how good this Bromley side are. Dewhurst has kept a clean sheet at this moment as well, so something else to keep in mind. We will make our final substitution, final substitution, I should say. And I think it would be a good time to bring on... Cal Roberts is playing very well. I'd like to bring on me right wing back, which I think I'm going to do. I'm going to bring on Leo Duru to come on for Matheson, just to give him a little bit of a run out. We've only got 10 minutes left to play. Doesn't seem to be any reason why not to. We've got an XG of 4.5, which obviously we will with the penalties. But my God, have we come to Bromley and just absolutely stuffed them. And Marcus Dewhurst, I think, has just secured himself the #1 goalkeeping position. Getting a clean sheet on a 9.1. Very happy with the way we've played, boys. We start the new season unbeaten in the Vanarama National League. And if you'd have told me that after the first 20 minutes of the first game, I would have bit your hand off. So that is that. Let's have a look at the schedule. I think we're going to continue on a little bit. We'll possibly come back for either Dagenham and Redbridge and York. That seems a couple of decent games to come back for. We've also got the FA Cup qualifier round, which we should get through. So yeah, I think end of September seems to be about right. But please do like and subscribe, guys. It is the start of Season 2. It does help the algorithm, and I will see you on the next one. Ta-ra!